Right, should we have a seat?
Yeah.
Let's decide. So I can see the YouTube comments from here for anyone who's in the chat live. I have some questions that came in on my YouTube video.
Okay.
And if all's gone well, there will actually be a prize for the best question we get from here, from the studio.
Okay.
Ooh.
A prize? Is it a car? It's not a car.
Is it a cake?
We're still trying to locate them.
Okay.
If we do
There may
we
not be a
located them?
prize.
No. Okay.
Not
So
yet.
I'll post it to you. But it is one of it's a PlayStation Access backpack. Only 50 of them exist in the world. That's all I'm ever going to make.
We've got 4 of them.
We've got 4.
Only 46 exist in the world.
Problem is, they all look the same, and we've all got the same PlayStation umbrella. So you pick it up, Nathan's like, "There's a lot of makeup in here."
Yeah, I
it's
keep
not
getting
mine.
makeup,
weird.
loads of makeup,
I had a heavy
and I can
one
only
last
use
night.
some of it.
So there will be. I'm going to start with some questions that we've already printed out.
Okay.
Okay.
And then a roaming microphone will take to the floor so that we can get sort of the best questions from here as well.
I'm
Okay.
excited.
So if the bags turn up, you can walk away with it. I can't give you mine because it is, it's full.
It's full, yeah.
You can
But-
take everything out of
Yeah,
it
but
and just juggle it at home.
Just carry it like this. There's a lot of crap in there. You can't have my Vita though. I thought I was going to start with a really, really, really simple question.
Okay.
Where is it now? It's a really good one. Akira from the YouTube channel asks, can't go because she's on the other side of the world, but has a question.
Good
If you guys
excuse.
could get a cameo in any game, what would it be and why?
Oh man.
Oh.
If you could be in any game.
Prep time needed for this question.
No, you
Yeah,
have
we
no
should have read
idea
this.
how long it
Whoa.
sort of takes to get the Tuesday, 6 videos for Tuesday feature together.
I know.
A cameo. A cameo in a game that exists, I assume.
Well, you can't just make up a game,
You
though.
can't just make up. You can't just make up. I mean, you can. But that's a different question.
Yeah. Okay. Rob, would you like to start?
Why?
Maybe
Me?
Holly could start because Holly,
Holly?
you knew the question
Yeah,
was
Holly.
coming,
It's
right?
Right. It's I either want to be some kind of super cool badass boss
Right.
in a Final Fantasy game.
Okay.
You want to be a boss,
Yeah.
right?
Design
I like
on
that your
those
cameo
bosses.
is as a boss. You know what I mean? Like, oh, probably just a little part.
Oh, no,
probably.
no.
That's the
I
main
I
just.
just thought you would
I
have wanted
wanna-
to be some kind of crew member in Mass Effect or something.
Oh yeah, but they're so throwaway. They're the ones that's bodies sort of float past the window after the hull's been breached. You're like, oh, I don't want to be that one.
Yeah.
That could be
That's
you,
a bit
Dave.
sad,
you could
isn't
be,
it?
You could be like a red shirt in Bridge Crew.
You could be a red shirt.
Yes, yeah, but
That'd
I've
go
been
well.
the captain in Bridge Crew, so I don't know if
Wow.
I really
Yeah,
need
and
a
how well
cameo.
did that go? If none of you've seen, the boys played Bridge Crew together, and it was basically 25 minutes of insubordination. No
Yes.
one listened to you as captain.
But we did succeed.
We did,
We
yeah.
came together.
We played a very
Mr.
easy
Rob,
mission.
Mr. Nate.
Not because of your captaining skills.
No.
What is that? You've mutinied right now. Are you serious? You saved it for the stage.
we're not even in the ship.
Yeah.
Come on
Nate,
then, Dave.
have you got a cameo?
No, man, I was thinking maybe I could be like, at the beginning of the journey where they're all playing like in FIFA and they're all playing like kids football. I could be like one of the awful dads that are pushing their kid too hard. You know what I mean? I feel like I could
That's a
slip
very
really
specific thing
comfortably.
to want to be.
I didn't say I
Aren't
wanted
you
to be that
in real
I-
life.
I just think I'm qualified to do that if I was ever called upon. That's
You're
all I'm
already
saying.
a dad who
Actually, I'm
makes
very
his
quiet.
son play good football.
He does
Poor
play
Jay.
football, but if I say anything on the touchline in real football, I don't get spoken to for the rest of the day. But I've seen the other dads do that, and if I needed to, that could be me.
That
Right.
you'd be that dad.
Rob?
Why would I probably like to? Can I kick a character out of a game so I can be them?
Go on, yeah. For
I
the
would-
sake of this, yes.
I would kick Otacon out of Metal Gear so I could be Snake's best friend. in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Is that so you
Wow.
can find love on the battlefield, Rob?
No, it's that bit in Metal Gear Solid 2 when they're like, they're all buddying up and they do their special handshake and they hug each other. I'd love to be Snake's best friend.
Wow.
Just the best friend, though. Not Snake. I don't
No.
want to be Snake.
No,
I just
he can
want
do
to
all
watch
the
Snake
dangerous
succeed.
stuff, and
Wanna
I'll
be
be on
his
the
best
codex
friend.
saying, "Snake, great job, man."
Is it just so you
good.
can
That's
go,
a good
Snake?
answer.
Snake?
No.
Snake!
No, I wouldn't want to do that because I don't want him to die either.
You wouldn't want him to die.
Everything
God.
goes well. This answer comes to you from Rob, aged 11 and a half.
That's right. Yeah, you could have asked Rob every year for the past, how many years has Metal Gear been out?
It's a child.
That
answer.
many years.
Since '98, I think. A
Sorry,
long
Tim will
time.
tell you on the
That's
comments
almost
if you're wrong.
20 years.
That is true.
Wow, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about you, Dave? You've not answered
I don't
yet.
really have an answer, I'm afraid.
Oh,
so I'd
come on,
probably just
come
go
on,
for
man.
some sort of like
I'd like to be in
ace
Star
pilot
Wars.
in Star Wars. Did you say Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Star
It would
Wars.
obviously be Star Wars. That would be
course it would.
amazing.
You
if I
could be a Star Wars.
If I could be, then I would be canon. I could be part of the
Dave
Star Wars
wants to be
universe.
canon.
Yeah.
Dave wants to be Count. You could be.
You know, in Battlefront 2, I can be an
Dream
Imperial.
big.
I don't mind. I'm English, so I could do
Yeah.
the severe English Imperial voice.
You were quite good as a camp battle droid earlier on, Dave.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
You could do that.
I'm not fussy, to be honest. I'll take anything. I'll be in the cantina. I could be covered in slime or fur or
All right.
scales. What you got? Let's make it happen.
I didn't
Yeah,
realise you would enjoy the thought of being covered in fur.
it's one of my. Yeah.
I mean, you learn something every day.
Well, you know, everyone's got their thing.
To make sacrifices, don't you? To
You
get what
do.
you want in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to do one more question from my sheet.
Okay.
Nailakin asks, how did each of you become a member of PlayStation Access?
Well, that's easy for us because
Are we allowed to talk about the trials?
Yeah,
Or-
exactly.
No, you can't talk about the trials.
Right, okay,
Shame.
no, sorry.
no,
okay,
no one's
right.
allowed to know about those.
This is
the hazings
okay.
are not.
This is
didn't
the
come in
public-friendly version.
Long
Yeah.
answer or short, long or short?
Just
Short,
like
the
mid,
short
like a
version.
Rob's
medium
is,
answer.
I know Rob's is really good.
It's not really.
Is it?
I liked Rob's story of
Really?
how you started. Like you.
Actually, the work experience story is quite good. How
Yeah.
you got work experience.
So why don't you tell the story, Nate?
Yeah.
So a long time ago. I
was.
The short version, Nathan.
All right. The short version is I was working on a magazine. I was working on an official PlayStation magazine, and Rob was really fed up with this job. Where are you working? Wedding TV.
Yeah, I was working at Wedding TV, which
Yeah.
I won't
Which you-
badmouth in front of everyone here. It doesn't exist anymore, Wedding
But there
TV.
but you wanted more in life than wedding TV. I think
Yes,
that's fair.
I did.
So he wanted to do work experience on the magazine, and in order to get noticed, I think that he understood that sometimes it's quite hard. Post comes in, people don't pay any attention. You wrote a small magazine, but on the front you attached a mini Kit Kat.
Kit Kat, right?
Yeah.
A mini Kit Kat for everybody, and it was like this,
Like
the
a
gift.
subscriber gift.
Yeah.
Well, I
Kit
thought you
Kats.
would at least have to say thank you for the Kit Kat, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Wow, how little you understood offices at that time. What was the title of the magazine? Do you remember?
GMB magazine, which stood for Give Me a Break, which is why I
Oh,
put the Kit
Kit Kat.
That is
Oh, I
quite
get
good.
it
Give me
now,
a
Rob.
Kit Kat.
You
Come
can
on, that
see-
is good.
So from the very beginning, Rob was kicking open doors in this industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Rob in, and he was really good. And that was when we were making First Play at that point.
I worked on the episode of First Play that was the lowest rated episode of First Play in
And
First
I-
Play's history.
and I love that
And
you know
I
that.
got hired.
First Play was like a video precursor. It was one of like a video accompaniment to the magazine I was working on. Eventually, First Play, it turned out people didn't want to pay for anything, but especially not for video on PlayStation. So we stopped making that, and we transferred it into Access, which was like a 10-minute version of what we do now, every week. And I hired you,
Only on the
Rob.
PSN.
Yeah, exactly. And I hired you to be a writer, editor guy, and then very shortly afterwards, Dave, you also joined Future.
Yes.
And that was the end
And
of
that,
your
I
story.
mean, it's not very interesting from there, is it? We basically made this show together, and we've worked on it since the start. And
Yeah.
then maybe after a year, was it
We
that
started
Holly,
in September 2011, and in March 2013, that's when it became a YouTube channel.
and that was when Holly joined.
That's
April
Yeah.
2nd, because I refused to join a new company on April Fool's Day.
And I think
Interesting.
we'd started putting trailers up on our YouTube channel for the weekly show that was on the PSN. And
Right.
obviously no one really cared.
No.
And I think when you joined, it had 12,000 subscribers on the channel.
11,000, yeah.
11,000.
Yeah.
And now we have more than that. Which is
Yeah, we do.
it's
102,
gone away.
102.
Yeah.
So that's the end. That's
It's not a great story.
That's how we
It's
joined.
like-
No.
but it is a true one.
It's funny, isn't it? Because people do often ask, how do we get to work for PlayStation Access? And the answer is, it's really hard, isn't it? Because we don't really need loads and loads of people. It's not like people are leaving all the time. So
No.
it's-
No,
I
Thank
don't-
no
God.
one's left ever.
Yeah, no
In fact.
one's ever, except for Michael Shillingford, who
Yeah.
used to do Holly's job.
Yeah, so PlayStation were hiring. I used to work at Bandai Namco. And a lady from Bandai left to go to work for PlayStation. And she gave me a call and said, this job's come up. It's community manager at PlayStation. So running Twitter and Facebook and looking after the YouTube channel. Because I wasn't meant to be on Access. That was never really the point.
Yeah.
So took the job and I really, really enjoyed it. And then I think that my first interview was Mike Bithell for Thomas Was Alone.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
I think one of you came up to film it, and we did it. It was because if we do it in London, only one of you needs to leave the office if it's me,
Yeah, that's true.
and that's what we did.
I remember
and
one of the
then
first things that you got us to do was an unboxing for...
Persona Arena.
Yeah, exactly. And it did better than most of the stuff we've been doing before. And we were like, maybe people like this sort of thing. Ben, good. We'll do more of that.
I think it's worth saying that we were never, any of us, supposed to be in front of the camera. Or certainly not
I mean,
Rob, Nathan, and I.
but
We
you
were
can tell.
always supposed to be behind the camera. We didn't
Yeah.
ever do
Yeah.
anything like this before. Rob was a writer, Nath was a writer, I was an editor. Holly was the community manager. It was maybe going to appear occasionally.
Yeah.
But
it was an
I
accident.
don't know, it just happened, and I think that's people always say, "How do I do this?" And I'm like, I have no idea.
I don't know, man.
Like we just like kept falling into the good situations, just kept falling
kept
through
getting
open
lucky.
doors, kept getting lucky every
Yeah.
time. And I think anybody you ask who does anything similar to us probably has a similar story.
So
You just keep going.
So the secret is Kit Kats and
Kit
luck.
Kats, yeah, I did
Well, they're the
take
two.
that away. Do give
Yeah.
people chocolate. Someone gave me a chocolate orange earlier,
Right.
and this cake actually I've been given today, and so
Yeah.
both of those people
give
are
the universe
very high
chocolate.
up.
Give me
Dave.
chocolate,
And it
basically.
comes
It
back.
work for you? It's, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we take what we're going to
I'm going to do one
Is
from
there
the
a
live
question
stream.
from the
I'll do one
audience?
from the live stream quickly, and then we'll go to the audience for the
Okay,
rest of
cool.
them.
Cool.
I don't know, this one could be quite tricky, but I quite like it. Also, my tablet appears to have broken, so I can only see like one question at a time.
Oh dear.
Oh God, El Tutbod El Garby. Why did I pick this? Hey all, what was your most beautiful or interesting gaming experience? E3, Gamescom, EGX, etc. And what did you learn from that?
This year,
Just pick.
any time ever.
Only from those shows.
No,
like a
well,
show?
you know, gaming. Maybe not from actually physically playing a game at home, but being at a show, doing something. What was
You
that
mean
best
something
experience?
like from gaming culture, rather than like that bit in The Last of Us or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, because
I
I
see.
was thinking about it, and it was when I was still working for a website called Destructoid, so I wasn't even really in the industry, and with my own money, I'd paid to go to E3,
Yeah.
and it was so overwhelming, and I don't know, I didn't enjoy it, and maybe I thought maybe I should just stay a midwife, and maybe actually going into the games industry is not really for me, and I'll
Yeah.
just do it as a hobby and leave it at that. And I was booked in to see a game with Bandai Namco at Gamescom. And I went in the room and we sat down. It was a new IP and it was called Enslaved Odyssey to the West.
Oh, okay.
And I watched Tamim, the head of Ninja Theory, play it, and I fell in love. I got
With the game, not with
goosebumps.
Tamim. Like,
Yeah.
what we should stress.
Not
Well,
with
not
Tamim.
necessarily.
He's lovely, but
Yeah.
he's got a really cool dog.
Right.
Right,
But
okay.
it was with Enslaved
So-
Odyssey to the West, and I remember just sat there watching this game, and I was like, not only has hardly anyone in the world seen this game, I'm seeing it early, but it's beautiful. And these are the gaming experiences that I love and enjoy, and I'm now in a really lucky position to chase down.
Yeah.
And for me, that is the game that reignited that. I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to, if I can, make this into a job. And it was Enslaved Odyssey to the West at Gamescom. I suppose that's 6 or 7 years ago now.
It's been downhill
Ever since.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. What about you guys? This is a really tough question.
I
It's
think
really
mine is
tough.
not like a specific gaming experience, but I'm going to sound all kind of naff now. But when you come to events like this,
Aw.
and like,
Oh, you stop it.
and like,
you're
there's
gonna make
people
me
in the
tear
audience
up.
I've spoken to, and they come up and say hello to you, and they just tell you that they like the thing that you make.
Yeah, man.
And it's like, it's much different when you're just sitting in front of a computer screen writing it and thinking, oh, how can I force a badger puppet joke into this week's script? And then you actually come to a place like this and someone actually comes up to you and you realise that, people actually
It's actually reaching
watch
people.
it,
Yeah.
and it's real. It's
Yeah.
very humbling, and it makes you realise you're very lucky to
It's
have
very
the kind of
true.
job that you do.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's like running around at Gamescom and E3 is great. But I
Is
think
it
the
great,
best-
Rob? Are you sure about that?
It is. Like, I'd be sad if I wasn't doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
But the best bit, I think, is coming to things like this. I think it's great.
Do you remember the time at Gamescom? Me and you were walking back to go play Swords of Ditto. This is great. So we're walking back to go play Swords of Ditto, and this guy comes up to us around the corner. I think he might have been Polish. And he comes up and he's like, oh my God, I'm a huge Access fan. He looks at me and Rob and he goes, Holly, Dave, I love you.
And I didn't correct him.
No,
Like, the
and he
timer
was
on.
like, can I get a picture with you and Dave? And I said, sure, Rob loves
Yeah,
pictures.
I don't know who should be offended in this situation, or whether you should be offended, or I
Oh,
should be
man.
offended, or both of us. Probably both
Yeah.
of us.
That's one
We'll
of,
settle on
that's
both
one of the
us.
better ones.
Do you know that one of a nameless acquaintance of Rob once said, and Rob came back and told me and Dave with great glee, he said, he'd been watching the channel for the first time, and he said that he liked that guy at work, not Nathan, the other one, which was amazing, not only because he didn't like me, but because he couldn't remember you, Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
The other one. I like the other
like
one,
that a
not
lot.
I mean, that's
Nathan.
where Dan came from.
I'm gonna, so we had to make down. And for me, probably I'd say going to PSX is like this amazing experience, because you come to shows like this, and E3 and Gamescom's lovely, and this I really like this because it's it's at home, and the crowd is full of people who are kind of, they all speak English, which is great, and they're not American, which is also, a bonus sometimes. But PSX is like being somewhere where everyone is just under the same kind of, the spirit, the community there, everyone's under the same kind of banner, and I was me and Holly went there a couple of years ago for the first time, and just the kind of feel, everyone was there just have a nice time, There was no like, oh, who's going to win this show, or like, who's going to have the biggest announcement. It was all just like, oh, isn't this nice? And it was really nice. So yeah, that's mine, PSX. David,
I've just been enjoying all your stories and not really thinking. It's really difficult. I don't want to tread on Rob's toes too much, but just having everyone sing me happy birthday right now was really nice, and it has.
We are embarrassed at all.
I've been complaining to everybody that it's my birthday, and actually this has been an incredibly nice way to spend my birthday. Having lots of lovely people who I've never met before bring me chocolate or just good wishes, just wishing me a happy birthday. It's like mental. People I've never met before who enjoy the videos enough and think that I'm an all right person. It's just absolutely crazy, and it's an absolute privilege. I've done loads and loads of lovely things. Thanks to this job and PlayStation, I've done lots of lovely things, but I think Rob's right. Like, actually meeting people and finding out that you're real people, not just numbers on a YouTube channel, like real human beings, and you telling us what some of our videos have meant to you and some of the tough times they've got you through. It's like magic, absolutely magic. Can't be topped. It's amazing.
I agree.
Thank you.
So I guess now we did find the prize, and I'm going to go collect the prize so I can show it to you.
This is exciting. I mean, I've seen them, but
All right, can I get the?
Maybe I can swap it out. You can have mine, and I'll have a new one.
You keep the one.
That'd be good.
Ooh.
Ooh. Nice, well modelled.
Thank you.
Very well modelled.
Yeah, we've only had 50 of them made, so...
They're very clean, aren't they, when they're new?
I know, ours look sort of...
That's different to mine.
Yeah, it's not the same, is it?
Dear.
So I guess now for the last sort of 25 minutes, we'll do audience questions. So if you've got a question, put your hand up.
Is there a microphone?
There is a microphone. Microphone is over there. He's having a conversation. He'll be back in a minute. Your time is now. So you will point. Where do you want them to go?
Out. Rob, choose somebody.
Don't all look at each other now. Someone take charge.
Choosing is
am
hard.
I choosing a person?
Yeah,
you start, Rob. You pick somebody.
Okay. Oh, this is like so much
We've got
pressure.
lots of time. The quicker you
the
pick,
lady
the more
here
we
at the
can
front
do.
in the red t-shirt.
Please ask
Lady
a
in the
nice
red
question.
Yeah.
This is a lady with really cool.
We should have these questions on a. We should have these questions on a delay, shouldn't we? Abort.
My thing's working.
So, what was the game for you guys that got you into gaming?
Oh, that's easy for me.
That's a difficult question, isn't it?
I had two. One of them was Final Fantasy VIII, which is why it is my favorite Final Fantasy of all time. It's not just my favorite Final Fantasy; it's my favorite game. And the other one, which people always enjoy me mentioning this on my live stream. My aunt married someone a lot younger than her, and he was into gaming. And one Christmas, he brought over a console called an N64. And he showed me Ocarina of Time.
What did you just say, Holly?
And it was those two games. I had been really lucky as a kid. I had a couple of consoles, but I'd never really got into gaming. Those two games I played pretty much at the same time, and both of them, I can hear the theme music on either, and I'll get goosebumps. I'm actually welling up.
Yeah, that's nice memories.
What about you, Rob?
Rob?
Well, the first game I ever played was Super Mario Bros.
Yeah?
Well, again, we're not going to be able to... Let's
We're
just
on a
say
roll,
that
Rob,
now.
aren't we, me and you?
And that kind of got me into gaming. My dad bought me that when I was about 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
Then I didn't really seriously get into gaming, I think, until I realised that games could be more than just, casual and, jumping around collecting, rings and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was... Again, this is going to be news to no one who watches the channel.
Or should we have a guess?
Go on then.
No, you go on.
Metal Gear Solid was the game that
Never heard of
Oh my
it.
God.
made me that made me realise that games could be a lot more, and that got me hooked like nothing else has ever got me hooked. And I remember my dad, who was quite cynical about video games, was like, oh, by the time you're 15, you'll have grown out of playing video games. Yeah. Enjoy them while you're young. But my dad got so into Metal Gear Solid that every time I went round to his house on a Sunday, he would like make a point of, get Metal Gear Solid on, come on, let's get it. And he would like sit on the sofa next to me watching it unfold like this movie.
Oh, man,
and he got really into it, and all the twists that happened at the end, I'm not going to spoil in case anyone is not playing Metal Gear Solid and still wants to play it. But I remember him gasping at some of the twists that happened at the end. And it was just quite a nice way to spend time with my dad, who didn't really ever want to play football with me because he didn't like football. He liked triathlons, and I didn't like triathlons.
Not many kids like triathlons, Rob. Don't feel bad.
But yeah, it was great. And since then, I've just been, utterly hooked on video games. So Metal Gear Solid for me.
I don't know if I know your answer, Dave.
My answer is my mum in particular. I think my dad always liked video games, but my mum, for some reason, didn't. She never wanted me to play video games. I don't know why. I guess some parents, they just think they're not for you. But but the only time I was allowed to play them is when we would go shopping. If we went to like Dixon's or Curry's or anything like that, they would always have Woolworths. They would have a TV set up, and it was always Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. I played so much Sonic the Hedgehog. I would actively be going shopping so that, just in case. I don't even know what they were shopping in there for. Especially like Comet. I remember Comet. Like all you can get in there is washing machines and TVs. And we were not getting lots of washing machines and TVs. No, I don't know what they were shopping for. But I do remember maybe once a week, every Saturday probably, we would go to this little trading estate. Sweb was another one. It had a Sweb. All the old days. Do you remember Sweb?
I don't know.
You've never heard of Sweb?
You're older than me. You should remember Sweb.
I don't think Swebs are real. What are you
talking about? They always had a Sonic the Hedgehog set up, and I would just play, Green Hill Zone, just over and over and over again. I don't think I've ever got past the Green Hill Zone. I'm not sure. I guess it was the full game. I don't know if they had like, demo builds back then. I probably did. Just over and over and over again, unless there was another kid there when you arrived, which was the worst. Because I'm not, some people are really good at it, and they'll just like sort of get really close to the person playing, just intimidate them off, just like, it's my go. I'm not that, I'm really, really shy and polite, so I just stand at a distance just watching.
Admiring.
Did you ever have someone intimidate you off Sonic?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. If I'd played one game, and I was like a queue, it's another guy, I'd be like, oh, it's your go. So yeah, it was Sonic the Hedgehog, and but then I didn't really play any more games until I distinctly remember my best friend. He was the youngest of 3 brothers, and his older brother, who was 17, I thought was probably the coolest man alive because, he was 17 and I was, I think, 11. They got a PlayStation and they had Tekken, and I got invited round to play Tekken, and I beat his older brother. I was king. I think he was Yoshimitsu, and I beat him, and it was the best day of my life. Maybe not still, but up to 11. And that was like, I was just desperate to get a PlayStation. I wanted to play more Tekken, and I don't think I did play more Tekken actually. Ended up playing
Ape Odyssey instead.
I got one for my 12th birthday with Tomb Raider, and I loved it. Haven't looked back.
Never look back.
Never look back.
I think mine is. So I had a Mega Drive. I had an older brother, which is good. It's nice to have. None of you guys got older siblings, have you?
No.
I have an older sister, but.
So I've got an older brother who was good at saving up. So he saved up for a Master System, and then he saved up for a Mega Drive. I was just sitting there frittering my money on penny sweets, Snickers bars. So I played Sonic. I played loads of Sonic as well. So we did have a Mega Drive. So I guess I considered myself into games. Probably the first game I went like bizarre for was Doom. I played a lot of Doom on PC. And I was playing it actually in the retro section the other day. Just sat down, played a few levels of Doom 2. I'm still really good at Doom. So
you're still really, really modest as well. Yeah.
I'm not very good at other games, but Doom's
okay, would you like to name some?
What?
Don't say NBA. Yeah. What's the game you're really bad at?
What, really bad at?
Yeah. NBA, come on, be honest.
No, Simon trained you. You're good now.
NBA Doom 3. Not very good at Doom 3.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
So
big
that'll
concession.
be for me. That's my answer, Steve.
Thank you.
I hope that answers your question.
Who's picking next?
You guys, you 3 pick.
Dave, you pick a question.
I'm bossy enough as it is.
What about that young man at the front, Dave?
Sorry?
Or you can be my choice if you like.
This tiny man here at the front.
Hello, tiny man.
Hello.
What was the What was the worst glitch ever that you've had in the game?
Worst glitch
The worst glitch ever.
Oh, man. Do you know, I'll answer this one. I don't know if we want to spend ages talking about glitches on the stage, but I had one. One of the worst things is when you're playing a new game and we're trying to capture it so we can show it on the channel. And if something goes wrong in the game because it's not finished yet, you know, we can't show it. So it's like just that's sad for us. And me and Dave were, I don't even know if I can say. We have, we've historically played games where we're trying to show a new game to the world and a bit goes wrong and you're just like, oh, this is the worst thing that could happen. A football man, that's all I'll say, scored a goal and just his knees kind of gave way and he sank into the earth.
Oh, yeah.
And the game just froze.
That's true.
We were really happy because we scored a goal. It's like, we're going to get some great capture for the channel. And then this man just stopped and started sinking. And
it was an amazing goal, yeah, and this guy just sort of just deteriorated. He just was still celebrating and he just sort of came apart. And his team were all cheering around him. Like, yay!
The crowd just kept going forever.
Just destroyed. Yeah, that was classic.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It's probably our worst one.
Yeah.
I've got one that's not, it wasn't actually a glitch, but it was something that I always remember when I was playing Final Fantasy VIII. And I had not saved the game for a long
Everyone
time.
makes
You
that
learn this
mistake
lesson.
only
You got to learn
once.
this lesson once.
And I don't know why I hadn't saved it. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was just really super engrossed in the game. But I remember distinctly starting the day, if anyone knows Final Fantasy VIII, I was on disc 1.
Yeah.
Like, I think I just got to Galbadia, I don't know how you like to pronounce that. And
You're wrong either way, so.
Yeah. And I just escaped from the prison in disc 2. So it was a long time.
Because you had to come up rather than.
It was a long old time. And we got a power cut. So it wasn't a glitch.
No.
It was a power cut, but it was this weird delayed power cut where
the PlayStation
TV
keeps a bit of
shrunk. Like the image on the TV
because it was a big old TV.
Down and down, and the last thing I saw was just Squall's head. He was in a fight, just standing like this. I was like, no, and it all disappeared, and I lost maybe 7-8 hours of gameplay.
No way, are you serious? 7 or 8 hours?
Yeah.
I'll be out. I would never play that game again.
It was an awful time.
I can't believe you went back. And mind you, when you're kids, you're way more resilient to like playing things for 8 hours.
Yeah, I just did the whole thing the next day. It was like a summer holiday, so I had 6 weeks of nothing to do. So like the next day, I just did it all again. But if that happened now, that would be it.
No, just burn everything.
Yeah.
Burn everything.
Yeah, I don't really have too many. I suppose EGX last year, we had a live stream for a game I was very excited about. The whole thing had gone flawlessly, lots of world exclusives.
Oh, yeah.
It was incredibly popular. And then right at the end, it blue screened.
Yeah, I do remember
And I
that.
just wanted to crawl into a hole.
Yeah.
Because we had done so well.
I remember that.
We were like, guys, thanks for watching.
Gives you a little insight into the terror of if you were on like the E3 stage or something and you're doing a demo, just like please don't go wrong.
Just don't go wrong. Cool, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Next question, please.
Nath, you got to pick now.
All right, I'm going to choose someone from over this side. We have the chap in the glasses over here with the long hair. Yes,
with the long hair.
Me?
Hey man, yeah.
Okay, okay. So we all dream, right? We all have dreams.
Yes.
Okay. This is an intense question already.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you've reached 1.5 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And you've probably had dreams coming up to this point in your life. But what are your dreams going forward?
Oh man, that's a good question.
I know mine. I would one day love to be on stage at E3 announcing a game. It really means a lot to me. That's like career goals for me is to have that. Please welcome to the stage, Holly Bennett, and I'll come out.
What would your intro music be?
Something awful.
Something from Final Fantasy VIII.
So, could you imagine?
Yeah.
It's like the Chocobo theme or something awful.
Or the boss battle. You said you wanted to be a boss.
Yeah, Force Your Way.
Yeah.
Force Your Way, that would be my song. That for me is, I've dreamed about it. I'd love to be on stage.
I love that
at
we
E3.
probably don't even have answers, but Holly's got one. I think that says
Yeah,
a lot about
I'm a
us.
daydreamer. I daydream something terrible. That's why I like video games, because it feeds.
It's good to have goals.
Nathan's one of the most talented writers I think I've ever met. And I don't have any creative skills. So I'm a daydreamer, and that's why video games appeal to me so much. So.
Oh, what about you, Rob? This is a hard question.
It is. I guess it would be nice to have 2 million.
Oh, hey-oh.
And then Dave can write his LP.
I would like to still be around to see the future of PlayStation. I would like to still be doing this job.
I know what you mean.
Like, I always feel like, man, this can't last forever. There will be a time when we make the last video we ever make for whatever reason.
Oh my god!
Maybe a meteor will fall on the Earth and we'll all blow up, and that'll be why. But
no, you're right.
It can't last forever.
Yeah.
Thing does.
But my dream would be, I just guess, for it to last a little bit longer because I'm quite enjoying it right now.
I am, yeah. Yeah.
I've not really thought specifically. I've never really had a grand plan for what I want to do with my life.
I think that's part of what you have to bear in mind when we answer this question is that from the question earlier on when we talked about how we got into this, it's not like we really set out to make this channel and make it like this with us on it. So, in terms of like what we do next, I guess we equally don't really know.
I always wanted, ever since I was like 11, 12, I always wanted to work in games media. That was like my dream. And I'm very fortunate to have like achieved that into some degree. So I guess my ongoing dream would be to keep doing that.
I can't wait to remind you all of this when we're sat at E3 2018 and it's like we've been 22 hours without sleep and like we've just made like our 57th video and I go, don't forget what you said on stage, how this is your dream.
I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah. I guess, it's very hard. It's a very difficult question to answer, I suppose, because every day is sort of a dream in as much as, like, I can remember, like I said, when Holly first joined, we had 11,000 subscribers, and getting to 20,000 would have been a dream. And then somehow we got to 50,000, and then 100, and every time it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then obviously 1 million came around, and it was, we didn't think we would ever get there, and it happened. And now, now I'm sat on a stage and I'm not playing a game and you people are still stood around to hear what I have to say. Yeah. Maybe not what I have to say, but you're being polite at least. It's a real dream. I suppose, obviously I'd like to release a rap album, so we'll try and make that happen. So one thing, this is a stupid little thing, but I genuinely would really like it, is I would like to meet Andrew House. And for him to say, I actually quite like PlayStation Access. I've seen the channel and you guys are doing a good job. That's very nice of you, Mr. House. Thank you. I don't know why I'm going through role play. This is how it would go. Thank you very much.
You do a mean Andy House impression.
Yeah. I've enjoyed.
Please do the Andy House impression.
I can't do the impression. I've enjoyed several of your E3 announcements, Mr. House.
Right.
It's a pleasure. Or maybe I'd learn some Japanese as well. We could have a quick
natter
conversation. Yeah, that would be my dream.
Wow, I didn't expect
you
to go there.
Have you got a dream,
man.
Nathan?
Mine's quite similar to yours. I want to carry on doing this, and I want to. Right, recently, I guess it's different for me and Robin in a way because we've both got families at home, and we're all attached. But Rob and I have got families. My kids are growing up now. So I'm kind of thinking more. I guess we've been really lucky, and all of this is kind of extra for us. Like. Just having a job's nice, and then having a job that you love, like games, is amazing. And then having like people come up and tell you they appreciate what you do is great, and the stuff that we get to do is amazing. So like, I just feel really, really lucky. And I want my kids as they get a bit older. I've tried to kind of introduce them to the channel a little bit. And have them on there. And it's not like, my dream is to have my kids full-time on Access or anything, but just being able to share the stuff that I do and like the luck that I've had with the people that, that are important to me in my life. I'd love to be able to carry on doing that, just sharing the fortune, I guess. That's my answer. A soft answer.
That's nice. That was a very good question.
Thank you. Thank you for that question, man. Thank you.
Cool. Next question. You guys can keep
loads of questions. People still want to ask questions.
Come on, Holly.
So is it my turn to pick?
Or Rob, yeah.
Okay. Gentleman who's hopping up and down there with the beards.
Look how you've literally made him like run across the stage now.
He's got a good Turtles t-shirt on.
That is a good t-shirt, man.
You've given away loads of swag over the past few days. What's the best piece of gaming swag that you own currently?
God.
Oh, wow. I know. I've got an answer.
Oh my God.
Go for it.
I'm trying to think of all the stuff.
Holly, I don't know how you're going to answer this.
Yeah, your house is built.
Holly, if your flat burnt down, you can save one bit of gaming swag. What would it be?
I hope you don't say the thing I'm going to say, Holly.
So my house is full. So I have the full. I don't know how you say that. Koto Kabuki, the statues. I've got the full Final Fantasy VIII set of those boxed, which is rare as all hell. I have now 3 full shelves of just Witcher merchandise, including the Polish Playboy with Triss on the cover, which I have framed on my bedroom door.
That's your pride and joy.
That is my pride and joy. And my video game vinyl collection, which includes Life is Strange, which is one of my favorite vinyls that I own. I'm really into vinyls at the moment. Have I forgotten something? You guys probably know my collection better than me. I've got 3 full shelves of Final Fantasy stuff. Just 1 for 14 alone and 2 for 15 now. And
just have a look on Instagram if you want to see Holly's collection. She regularly posts some pictures.
One of my favorite piece, I have 2 and I wear them. I have a cactuar necklace that was given to me by my best friend from high school.
Yeah.
And we both left high school. I'm a midwife, he's a molecular biologist, and he's now European community manager for Square Enix. So we both sort of made the dream come true. My other half got me a Mass Effect silver ring, and it's an Omnitool. And I wear that basically.
That's nice. Those are nice things.
So I wear the 2 that really mean the most to me, because they're from the 2 probably most important men in my life.
Rob seems really keen to tell us what his one is.
Yeah,
What's yours?
It's not that great now. We went on Holly came with me, went on a Witcher 3 trip before The Witcher 3 came out.
That was the best trip we did. The trip was so good.
We went to a castle in Scotland.
Yeah,
and they did
a feast.
a Witcher-style feast. And they gave everyone who turned up it's not actually silver, but like silver-lined or silver-covered ale tankard.
Isn't it pewter?
I remember.
Possibly.
Possibly pewter.
Ale tankard had the Witcher 3 logo on the front, and on the back it had like everyone's name who went engraved in like that classic fantasy Lord of the Rings style font.
Like the
so I've got, and I've put it in like my cabinet at home that's got like my wine glasses in and other things like that, and at the top is my silver Witcher ale tankard. And I remembered I had it the other day when I had some like a beer in my fridge. Like, maybe I'll drink this out of my Witcher tankard. And I opened it and it smelled really bad. So I put it back on the shelf.
Still looks nice.
It still looks really nice.
That's the important
And it's got my name on it, and that's the only bit of gaming memorabilia that my wife allows me to display in the house. So that's my favourite bit of gaming swag that I've ever received.
What about you, Dave?
This is a really hard question. I don't have as much. The thing I'm going to say is dangerous because
what is that?
I think you guys...
What? Someone's put up the Palace score on the...
Why would you do that to me?
I saw him radioing. You can't see it. It says... You guys can show it on the live stream if you want, just so you can see what we can see.
Breaking records this season, Rob.
What Rob isn't telling everybody...
Very nice.
I predicted it would be 5-0 for Super 6, so if they score another goal, I will be chuffed. But let's get back to the question.
Yeah, that's fine. The football's very important.
We're going to try and fit in 2 more questions after this.
Let's speed them up.
Okay, yes. Well, my answer, I was going to say I don't have loads, actually. Don't have loads. I tend to donate mine a lot to the Access set.
Yeah.
But one thing I do have, which I'm not sure I should say out loud because I think everyone else has forgotten that I've got it, that I am quite proud of, is the Horizon Zero Dawn press kit, which is... I was lucky to be enough to receive that because I was going to be making our videos about Horizon Zero Dawn before it launched, so we got a press kit. And the other guys, Rob, you're staring daggers at me like, I am furious about that. I am absolutely furious. So I was making the video, so I got sent the press kit. Rob and Nath got their copies later when the game came out.
Interesting.
And the thing is, that is my disc, and I have to keep it somewhere.
And
it fits lovely in this, it's this amazing
What is it?
book.
You have to describe it.
It's like, the whole thing is like, it looks like a sort of overgrown kind of like bunker almost. It's like like a book form. It's like a sleeve of ivy that you take off to reveal like this olden kind of bunker that you open up. Inside there's like a beautiful art book. And there's like an amazing letter from Gorilla. Which is like just how important Horizon Zero Dawn was to them. Like this, this is a completely new thing. We're so excited for you to play it for the first time.
A lock of Aloy's hair.
I think it's from like Herman Hulst or something. And also Holly and I were lucky enough to go to Gorilla to a preview event and play that. So I think it's right that I should have it. I think you guys would agree. It's fine.
I don't begrudge you that.
And that's sat on my shelf. It looks really lovely. It's like on a bookshelf at home. I'm very proud of it.
Well, I'm going to keep this one short. My best bit of gaming swag is my PlayStation Access bag. Obviously.
That's a good answer. That's
my
a good
bag's
answer.
great.
Good
I love
answer.
my bag.
umbrella.
Yeah, actually.
Well, you'll soon have the
it's a really
PlayStation
good
Access
bag.
badges.
It's my actual bag that I use as my bag.
Exactly.
It's my bag too.
And
It's
mine.
my
Mine
bag.
too.
That's my bag.
Let's have some more questions.
Cool.
Or
More
questions.
It's Holly's
questions?
turn, I think, isn't it?
No, I've got the live
Dave,
stream,
you
so
pick
you
one.
can pick.
Come on,
You can
David.
pick.
Oh, I've got to go back. I'm gonna go. Where to go? I'll go right to the front to this lady.
With a fancy shawl.
Almost
I
booing
like the
again,
fancy
Dave.
shawl.
I know.
could feel
No,
it
no, it's
coming
great
through.
to coming, isn't it? I heard a collective sigh of, oh,
Believe.
it wasn't
Pick
me.
someone who wasn't even standing up.
I know.
You've made her stand up. Yeah.
Okay, I have to write it down. What do you find best about being part of the Access team, and what do you find the most challenging?
Best.
What's
I was
best?
gonna have to think
What's
about
the
it.
most
I
challenging?
I would say best for me is I go to work. Sometimes I remember jobs I've had in the past, and you kind of, that Sunday night feeling, and just on the worst Monday morning feeling. Like, I don't ever really think about going into work. Like, it's lovely. I love it. Like, I wake up and it's these guys and Dan in our office, and we work with Holly all the time. And the best thing, best thing about my job is there's loads of good stuff. I love the traveling, but just going into work every day and enjoying it is the best thing.
Yeah.
And what's the most challenging?
You can think about the most challenging.
Well, I was going to let someone else be the
Alright.
villain.
The best
so,
thing is,
you know.
the best thing, let me sum that up in a different way.
All right, Dave.
Is that I get to work with my friends, my really good, genuine friends who I like, and also Rob. No, I get to work with my friends. I think the only reason that the channel's been any kind of success is because we are all actual, genuine friends.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it is very challenging. Sometimes we get angry at each other. Sometimes, people do bad things, but we're all friends. We all pull together, especially at like trade shows and things. We have to all work really hard. We have to be all in each other's company all day, looking our worst, smelling our worst. Yeah. You have to be good friends to do that. It's loads and loads of fun. When you're with your friends, we have our best ideas together. We understand each other really well. We know who should play what game, who should go on what trip, who should do what video sometimes. That's really, really good. That's the best thing. I'll think about the challenging thing now.
Well, Holly, why don't you give us it? What's the challenge? You give us a hard thing.
The challenge is the workload. And I do really mean that. E3, we were on the ground at E3 for 3 days and we made over 50 videos. Gamescom, we were on the ground for 2 days and we made over 30. And then you've got to do your access granted, Tuesday checklist, Wednesday store video, and Friday feature for the week, and you can't let them slide. Then on top of that, there is the constant email from publishers, hey, we've got this game, can you come and see it? And I have to go to these guys. Cool, so this publisher's hosting an event, I'll do the capture, I'll write the notes, I'll get that sent back to you. The embargo's in 2 days' time. So if Rob's doing the Friday feature, Dave, if you're able to do the edit, Nath, do you want to VO that with me? I'll call you at 11, because I don't work. I work in London, they work in their own office. So I will then call Nath, we'll have our headsets on the phone, we'll then count down 5 together, record our videos separately, I'll then send it, they overlay it, that then goes over the video, and then you've then got to try and get that video edited, exported, and live in time to hit the embargo. And you do that every week. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was going to say finding sync cables was quite hard as well.
Sync cables, there you go.
Especially if you need to charge a DualShock 3, and it's just like, all you have are a million micro
I've got the
USB
new
cables.
ones. Exactly.
But
So that's
honestly,
also hard.
we don't stop. And then they never mind me constantly having to be on WhatsApp, or Nathan especially, I call almost non-stop. Like, can we have a quick call? We have to go through the plans for next week, where everyone is. I mean, at one point, I think last year, I spent less than 50% of the working days in the office because I was traveling so much. And traveling sounds great, but I did Chicago in 24 hours. So I've done like an 8-hour flight. I landed, went to the studio, did the work. I flew back. I hired a hotel at the airport to have a shower, and I got back on another flight to another press trip straight from the airport. And it all sounds glamorous, but I just wanted to go home and go to bed so badly. But I'm really lucky. I'm one of 3 girls. I've now got like 4 brothers who I love dearly. And again, I can argue with them, and we do. But yeah, I've just got like 4 brothers out of it, and it's amazing.
So we got time for one more question? One more question. We haven't heard any from this side. There's a lady with her hand up just behind
the other Holly.
Behind the other Holly.
No, it's you. Yeah, your hand is right up there.
I keep crying. It's really bad. I'm in such an emotional place. Maybe I'm just hungry. Like, I'm looking at the cake.
It's
that's what
hungry.
it's doing.
Yeah.
Some chocolate
There's a
cake, Holly.
cake tears.
The
Right.
cake tears.
Last one.
What game has tilted you the most that you can't play ever again?
What game has
tilted?
Tilted.
Tilted?
As in emotionally destroyed me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man. Some spoilers on the stage, I guess.
Um.
Some spoilers? Are we doing spoilers? Big old spoilers.
I'll cry again.
Come on, Holly.
I'm crying already. I actually played it on my live stream. I did Life is Strange, which ruined me. Like I bawled the whole way through that, which is worse because Don't Nod were in my chat, and they were just being like, "Ha ha." So far, it's one of my games of the year, and it's Rhyme. And if you haven't played it, it's a game about loss and the grief cycle.
Do you want to take over, Rob?
Yeah, I'm going to start.
Okay, you take over. Would you like a napkin, Holly? There are napkins.
No, I'm fine.
Don't touch the cake.
Is everyone going to be Pez, Rob? Like just a
Sorry?
a Pez Master League? Like
No,
the went wrong.
You're not. Yeah.
I don't think there's ever a game that's made me not play it again.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna. The game that's actually emotionally affected me the most. Don't sigh, everyone. It's Metal Gear Solid 4. But there's a specific bit of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
But if you played it, you wouldn't care because you have not played the first one and you don't have that connection to
monster.
it. But when you spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 4, I apologise. When you go back to Shadow Moses in Metal Gear Solid 4, and it's been at this point, I think it was 10 years since Metal Gear Solid had come out, and Snake goes back to Shadow Moses, the setting for the first game, and it's just dead. It's like covered in ice. All the security cameras just hanging down, unused. The theme music from the first Metal Gear Solid starts playing.
Yeah.
And it's not just a reminder of that game, it makes you think about the last 10 years of your life as well. And it's just an incredible bit of storytelling. And it was the first time and only time I can think of that a video game has made me do that. Like reflect on my actual life rather than just playing a video game. And it was an incredibly affecting moment because not only is Snake all very old and battered,
but you were.
Yeah, I was as well.
You are.
And it makes you remember
battered.
a younger time.
Yeah, man.
And it's like Snake remembering this time when, do you remember the good old days when there were guards chasing me around here? Now there are just these AI-programmed bowling balls with 3 arms and a stupid Metal Gear robots chasing me around. And it's all deserted and it's very emotionally affecting.
Mine actually is kind of similar, I suppose. You'll be surprised to hear that I tend to play particularly like story-driven games just once through, which is why I don't have any platinums. But I quite like the experience of playing a game once through, not knowing what's going to happen, and that kind of is like a sort of little encapsulated thing. So I'm not saying I wouldn't play this game again, definitely, but it would be Uncharted 4, I think, because not because it's particularly sad or anything like that, but a bit like Rob, it's full of nostalgia. It felt really like the end of an era, and it just made me think about Uncharted and where I was in my life. Like every time I played an Uncharted game, I think. I joined PlayStation Access right before Uncharted 3 came out. So it was I remember getting to play that early, and it was like one of the first games I'd ever been in the games industry, and I got to play early, and it was like super exciting. Everyone was really looking forward to this game, and Uncharted 4 being the end of an era just made me look back on my life and where I'd been at all through the Uncharted series, as Nathan Drake is doing, I guess, and well, I don't want to say anything and spoil that for people. But yes, it would be Uncharted 4.
Nice. I think for my one is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which I really, really liked. I think it's really difficult to find a game like more catered to me. I really like that kind of English strain of like apocalyptic science fiction, which is quite niche anyway, the kind of John Wyndham stuff. That was kind of influenced by it, and I thought the music in that game was just unbearably like emotionally affecting. So I really struggled through some of those scenes, even though you're watching bits of light swirl around. The voice acting was great. Just little scenes of really normal life, just people's lives falling apart, and wonderful music playing. So I loved playing it. I would never ever go back. Sometimes I put that music on in the car actually, and I have to slow down a little bit. It's like, everything's fine, Nate. Everything's fine. So yeah, for me, that's my answer. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Cool. we are actually hit 5 o'clock now.
It is 5 o'clock.
We're about to, and if you guys want to join us, it's a charity event coming up next. David Lilly is the managing director of Eurogamer Expo, and he has the most beautiful ginger hair you've ever seen. It flows.
Yeah.
We're about to shave it all off for charity.
Yeah.
But before then, I guess you guys have got to pick a winner for the questions.
Yeah.
Should we huddle?
I don't know how we do this.
Well, you've got microphones on, it's going to make it really difficult.
Maybe we should individually vote. I don't know. Allow this feels awful, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I think my favourite, the question that made me think the most was what my dreams for the future are.
I agree with that.
Dreams for the future was
very good. It would be the gentleman who asked about the dreams for the future.
Are we happy with that, Joyce?
Dreams for the future.
It's a very good question.
There you go, man.
Please come up and collect your prize. Thank you all for your questions.
Try not to ruin the microphone, sorry. There you go, sir.
Cheers, man. Thank you. And thanks for everyone who asked a question.
Yeah, thank you everybody who asked a question.
High standard of questions.
And thank you all for just coming and doing this. It's amazing that you would come and just talk to us. That's fantastic.